UKLC is presented by Barclays and Curry's PC World.
Hello and welcome back to the UKLC as we're getting ready to go into our fourth and final game of the regular season. Sorry, fourth and final game of the regular season. And the stakes are incredibly high right now. Barrage, if they win this, they breathe life into Enclave. And if MNM win this, they knock them out. There is no chance that they can make playoffs. And MNM secure the fourth and final spot in playoffs. And then there is a tiebreaker to find out who's playing who.
Yeah, we actually have a situation where we will have a four-way tie between... If MNM win, we'll have a four-way tie at 9 points between Envision, MNM, Munster, and Demise. And to make it even better, all of them are 1-1 with each other in the head-to-head. So the aggregate head-to-head rules do nothing to sort that out.
Everyone has to play.
Yeah, whereas if Barrage win, then Enclave will just slide in at the bottom in fourth place, and we'll have a simpler tiebreaker of just Demise, Munster, and Envision. Really easy to work out. So a lot of tiebreakers inevitable to try and work out where people are going, but the key thing is getting to playoffs, and that is what this game is about. MNM had a lot of time at the top of the split, but currently have slipped down, have started to struggle. We haven't seen as much consistency. This is our last chance to bring it back. And Barrage, a team who kind of been under the radar. They haven't been on the level of Bulldog. We can't honestly sit here and say, you know, they're 0-14 because they're not. They've been able to pick up wins. They've been able to get some decent results. You know, taking a game of London, taking a game off Envision is nothing to be scoffed at. But, you know, they have a further chance to upset the apple cart here if they can beat MNM as kind of like a last hurrah to say, look what we did before they go into the relegations.
And London got a pretty tight game over London yesterday as well. So it's a solid win for them. Before that, they won a 3-game losing spree. This is it. They have to find this win, and for me, I want to take a deep dive at the players and who we're looking out for. Orcs on the side of MNM. Where's our lane to watch? Who's our player to watch? Who is going to get MNM into playoffs?
You know, I think it's hard to say because they've shown a lot of variation with who they're playing through. But I'm on the Aragon hype train. I think Aragon has had some really standout performances, particularly on the likes of the Renekton, been massive. And I think we could really see him stepping up for the team. I think there's been some inconsistency with other members of the team. Bango had a good game yesterday, but Aragon I've been really impressed with, especially on stuff like his Renekton, just shoes. He had a good Kennen game as well. So maybe that can be the turning point for the roster. But I'm interested in the bot lane matchup as well. I think mostly just because I think both AD carries are pretty stellar. Harry's had a great split as a debut, having a really solid performance. But KDO, I think is a really solid player. I think KDO gets underrated quite heavily. I think although the team hasn't had a successful split, he's had time in the UKLC before and he was a solid performer. So could potentially see him putting a span on the works, especially if he gets his hand on the likes of his Ezreal.
There's a lot. Again, it's another game where we go in and there's actually a lot of kind of there's stacked rosters across the board. Akkas versus Aragon's going to be exciting. I have been a big Gdanica fanboy since actually the play-ins to the league when he was playing. I can't remember what team he was playing on actually, but I've been a big fan of him since then. I think he really impressed me. Vango was the first person to pull out the AP Corki and actually make it work. Not Corki, sorry, the AP Cogmore and make it work. And I've been following Harry since, you know, my career started. I've been, you know, he's been around for a while for me anyway. And kind of getting his debut in a major league, it feels really good to see him actually have a really good performance. But it's all going to be down to picks and bans, and that's going to be coming up after a quick break. When we're back, we'll have Barrage Academy taking on MNM Academy. This is it. We will see you in a second. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the UKLC as we're getting ready for our final game of the season. Barrage Academy taking on MNM Academy. Into picks and bans, Barrage on the blue side, MNM on the red. See what gets taken away here. I wonder whether or not we'll see the Renekton early coming out from either side. Maybe in the bans, maybe in the picks. We'll have to see. But for now, the Orianna getting taken away.
Yeah, targeting one of these scaling mages that can often be an issue if the game does go later on. Haima actually going to be taken away from KDO as a potential bot lane threat. We know that Harry does typically like to lean on those more hyper carry AD carries, but he has shown an affinity to mages recently. But it looks like Carter's just going to be answered away so far.
Yeah, pretty standard ban there. Normally banned on the red side, though, as it is first pickable, but Barrage obviously not really wanting to pick that up, which is kind of weird because I thought KDO would like that, but maybe not. Graves taken away. Gadanica doesn't want to let Afro Boy get his hands onto that. It's been a pretty standard pick throughout the entire season. And the final ban will be the Ashe from the side of Barrage and MNM. Now looking to round out. The Karma's open. The Volibear's open. There's a lot of things that are still open. Let's see what Barrage are going to get taken away from them and what they want to favor for first pick.
So like the Volibear, the Set, the Karma. Zoe actually going to get targeted away from Wojo because we know that he is someone who does like to pick that champion up. Particularly keen on it. So some more specific target bans coming out here overall for the teams, but a lot of the power picks mixed in as well. I'm just going to see the Syndra picked up instantly, so left open and available for the likes of Wojix, but could also be flexed down to KDO. Now,
there it is.
Instantly for Harry.
There it is. I was about to say, the Caitlyn's been left open. Harry hasn't actually picked it up too much in the last few weeks, but when there's this much on the line, comfort is key. Vango gets the Azir. Harry gets the Caitlyn more crucially. All right, this is really Harry. Harry has to show us a good performance here on this, and we know he's capable of it. He debuted in the league on this pick, and he made it work. And that's going to be the Volibear locked in for either Afro Boy or Akkers.
Yeah,
and Barrage now looking to round out with their comp.
Instantly can threaten a strong mid jungle, but my concern here is in the late game. You're looking at Azir Caitlyn. We've seen a lot of Azir Ezreal as that super long range safe backline. Azir Caitlyn is going to do a similar thing. Essentially, it's going to make the short range of the Syndra a real issue for the side of Barrage. They're going to struggle to get onto this backline. That's going to struggle to deal with them. And then they get DPS down before they get close. So we need early momentum from Barrage. They pick up the Thresh Alpaca. We need to see them start this game fast and look to establish a lead.
I really like that fresh pickup, actually, because the Syndra is still flexible between boss and mid. Now, MNM, they may just have to ban out AD carries they don't want to deal with. And then deal with the Syndra bot lanes, almost pseudo wasting the bans, but also they could potentially just be forcing the Syndra onto KDO. We'll have to see. The Set's going to get banned away. The Renekton is still open, and Aragon has counterpick top lane if they want to go for that. So, and that's what I'd assume they would look to do here. So maybe we'll see that Renekton get banned away from the side of Barrage.
I mean, I think it'd be really good if Aragon got a favorable matchup in top lane like the Renekton. You play around him early, you get him a big lead, boom, game's yours, right? You have the scaling elements of the Caitlyn and the Azir, and it can make things really problematic. So I think counter pick for Aragon's critical here. I would love to see that. You take a jungler in this first pick for Gadanica, something stable that can sort of handle the Volibear early. I think Trundle makes a lot of sense to me. If you want to go something with earlier pressure, you're welcome to. But I think Trundle, to me, is the standout, especially with what it offers in terms of like the disengage and the kiting potential for the team. But actually going to go for the Kha'Zix in this situation. So not a big fan, in all honesty. I think Kha'Zix is really powerful right now, but it's like you already have these scaling elements. You already have a backline you want to protect. I don't see the need to commit more into something that is relevant later. I think Trundle would make more sense, and it would have denied something like an Ornn pick here really well. So not a massive fan in this situation. We'll have to see how it pans out. And also, where this Syndra's going, because it could still potentially end up going bot lane.
Well, with the Ornn locked in, they have a good front line with the Volibear Ornn. Over to Barrage to round out their comp. They're looking for either a mid laner or an AD carry. They are significantly lacking AD, though, so maybe this actually will be a more standard bot lane here for KDO. He's going to go for the Jhin. So it is Syndra mid. And now over to MNM. What are they going to answer out for Aragon in the top lane? The Renekton, the Set have been banned away from him. He may just look to play a little bit more for the team. We saw it in the last game. The Shen was pretty heavily shut down by the Camille, but versus an Ornn, this is a lot easier lane to execute this pick on.
Yeah, and you need something to help the team. Shen and Kha'Zix go together really well because obviously when he's diving in, you can assist him. But ultimately, you need something to play for the team because your jungler is not going to do that massively. So you need a way of getting your lanes to the late game. At the moment, I like the Jhin because it matches the range of Caitlyn pretty well to a degree. Whenever she steps up, you can trade one auto for two autos with the Caitlyn. And because your autos have a lot more weight, you're actually still reasonably okay with that. If you go for Q fourth shot, you win the trade, even if she autos when you come in range and autos when you leave. It's still fine. So I think Barrage, you picked up a pretty strong adaptation considering they had some difficulties here. But ultimately, their composition is absolutely we have to win early. If they start to slip behind, they lack the damage to get through the later stage of the game. Whereas MNM, they have a lot of scaling elements, but it's the prospect of getting there. They need to use the Eric on Stan United really effectively. They need Gudonica not to fall behind and to remain relevant because he's not going to be the best champion in the early game. Kha'Zix never is. He wants to hit those power spikes when he's got that level 6 upgrade, when he's got the level 11 upgrade. So
Yeah.
could be a little bit precarious.
It could be. We've seen 2 different games today. One where the early team got shut down early and just completely taken out by the scaling team. We saw the last game where it was a team who had a better early. They did still obviously have scaling available to them, but they had a stronger early, executing on that well and hard snowballing the lead off that. So it's very much up in the air. We've seen a lot of things today, and this is the final game. This is where things start to get decided. If MNM can close this game out with a win, they lock themselves into playoffs. They push Enclave out. But if Barrage get this miracle upset, it doesn't do anything for them as far as their standings. They are still in the relegation, but they give life to other teams. And walk away with their heads held high, shutting down MNM from actually making it to the playoffs. So there is going to be a very, very explosive game coming up, and I can't wait to get into it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I'm looking at Barrage. I'm saying you guys need to have a huge early game in this situation. You need to be putting your foot forward. And Afro Boy, him and Wojux in particular, I'm looking at. So this is not just for you. This is for Enclave as well. Any Enclave fans, you're looking at Barrage and hoping that the boat keeps on sailing. But MNM, their chances are in their hands, and it comes down to this game. They did win the last one, but they've had a very inconsistent run towards the end of the split. It could all be over here.
It'll be over. It looks like we are loading up and getting ready to take onto Summon's Rift for our 4th and final game of the day. Barrage taking on MNM. The stakes are high. The league has been tight all season long, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Who's going to win out? The big battleship or a little marshmallow? Even though the little marshmallow is not really a little marshmallow. I feel like that's a bit disingenuous because the marshmallow has been ahead of the ship the entire season. It's more like...
Well, you know what I will say...
He's like the ghost from Ghostbusters. I can't remember
what I will say?
The big Michelin Man. Not Michelin Man.
Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Yeah, that's the one. Thank you.
You know what I will say, right? Is that marshmallows are pretty buoyant.
True. True. More buoyant than Barrage have been, to be completely fair, this season.
Yeah. So, you know, guess we'll see whether they can stay afloat. Now I'm wanting a hot chocolate with some marshmallows in. Thanks, Jake.
Well, actually, we're doing pretty good on time. You might be able to get one at the end of the show. It's too hot. It's too hot for hot chocolates. I'm a big advocate for the hot chocolate, but only like in the winter and autumn time. I think in the middle of summer, it's kind of a bad move. Orcs leaves me hanging there, so I'll talk about the game.
Yeah, go ahead.
Cheers, buddy. It's like junglers both starting up on the same side of the map to each other. Maybe see some action in the bot lane, but like you said, Kha'Zix's not really the best early. Wants to get a few levels into the Q, so he has a cooldown reduction on it. Obviously, it gets level 6, so you can upgrade the Q, which is typically what we're seeing from most Kha'Zix at the moment.
You've seen a little bit of variation. Ult upgrade is really nice for just a consistent stealth, because at the end of the day, you know, your Q still does the same damage if you upgrade it. It's just a cooldown. It's like, often having a second Q isn't the most impactful thing. It's about doing a ton of damage with the initial one, so it varies. I feel like Kha'Zix is currently at the point where, like, all of his upgrades are pretty solid. The only one I wouldn't go first is the wings upgrade. I think wings upgrade is a nice second or third, but I would never go up first in most scenarios. But I think the other three, have potential scenarios in which they're good. But right now we're seeing Afroboy beelining down. MNM bot lane think they safe because Kha'Zix is near.
Oh, the play into the deadly flourish. Harry has to flash away, uses the 90 cal, but Afroboy slides in to find first blood. Beautifully executed from Barrage.
Flawless timing. I mean, you saw MNM feeling confident. You know they want to shove with the Caitlyn, and Gudonico is nearby, but Afroboy finds the execution. Great setup from Alpaca, and they managed to kill the Kate. A good start and exactly what they needed.
Exactly what they needed. Harry's going to go to base, get the boots, but now flashless, even more under threat of these ganks. Just the timing on the Deadly Flourish into Flay combo was just superb. Dreampire going to take a hook and a Deadly Flourish. The Thundering Smash is going to come through, and Afroboy just gets his second kill. MNM are just running into Barrage right now.
Yeah, massive mistake to lose another there. Afroboy getting super strong already on the volley bear, and this is the start they need. They need this momentum. MNM, a little bit sloppy.
That's a massive lead over KDO now. 26 CS to 18. Make it 19, but big CS lead there. Gudonico is getting a counter jungle off into Afroboy, trying to pull ahead as much as he can as far as the jungle camps go. Afroboy with those 2 kills is going to pull ahead as far as the general gold on the 2 players as. Afroboy actually will spot out Gudonico here. You can't just hop over the wall though to the blast cone, so he'll be fine.
Yeah, you definitely do not want to fight the bear right now. He will destroy you.
Are you going to crash this wave? So trying to deny KDO a little bit of gold. KDO only got assist gold there, remember? So it's not like he just got the 600 gold injection. Actually, 900 gold from those 2 kills. He did get the assist gold, so he has got something. Has got a lead over Harry.
Able to pick up the early swiftness boots. Nice take on the Jhin, just because the extra movement speed means you can walk up, get some nice trades with the Caitlyn. Rely on your higher damage per auto. See MNM fishing a little bit.
Yeah, Alpaca looking for the hook. The minion.
He just get it. He
comes in with a hero.
Oh, and he's going to get the 4th shot. Oh, and he gets the minion. What a play from Barrage's bot lane. Massive.
Well, the pressure they've got in the bot lane is going to result in a Mountain Drake. There's nothing. There's literally nothing that MNM can do about this. Gudonico just trying to power farm up as quick as possible.
Which is the general goal for the Kha'Zix. We got to look at the impact Afroboy's been having. You got a dragon, you got 2 kills onto you specifically, but helping out your bot lane. It's just a solid start now. Fortunately, they haven't really been able to do much mid, and Wojux has essentially just been chilling here while Vango's farming up. So that is my concern. We saw a game earlier this week from Vango where he just farmed up to become a monster and was the driving force. That could still happen. This is one of those, a lot of games I sort of talk about the prospect of, oh, this seems really bad. I talked about it a lot last game when London fell behind. Here, even if MNM fall behind, they still have win cons. And when they know that this gang's coming, they're fine to just chill. So
yeah. Just gonna sit back. Maybe thinking that they've waited it out, but how long?
Look at the farm difference between junglers now. It's pretty significant. This is denying Harry, of course, but like Afroboy is kind of losing his lead here.
Afroboy's still hanging around.
Oh, we've seen a fight mid.
Yep. Shuffles on. Wojux is low. Gudonico gets the shield in from Aragon.
Well, that's what happens when you're chilling bot lane. Obviously, we could have seen a situation where Gudonico went bot lane, Aragon came in with the ultimate, and they looked to win a fight that way. But I think with how strong Volibear is, you still don't want to risk that. But they get the flash from Wojux. He also misses a little bit of farm, but he's just going to be able to TP back in. And Gudonico now level 6, so should be able to see what he upgrades.
That might be... Oh.
That's claws.
Oh, that claws. That's the
Yeah,
problem with all the
'cause they
Kha'Zix
have
skins. I can't remember what color he
It's
goes and
so
stuff. Now he's
hard
looking
to
for
see.
Wojux. Wojux says flashless. Remember, the Void Spikes are going to slow him down. Vango comes in. They're going to be able to find the kill. As Gudonico slowing him down for the moment. The flash by Vango. Gudonico secures the kill.
Wait, I think that was
Beautiful
camo
play
now.
from MNM.
I can't tell with these Kazakh skins. I'm not even... I swear down, this weekend, I knew I had an issue with telling on the Kazakh skins, so I went through all of them to try and work it out, and I still have no idea.
Right.
I can never tell with the claws. They look long regardless.
Can the observer tell us? Is there like a way to do it?
There's... It
It's a
doesn't
volt
say, it
clause.
just tells you the effect.
Oh,
so,
no, it doesn't.
So EQ's just isolated. Full cooldown. Okay, so it's camo. It's definitely camo. Thank you, observer. Like, I look at his claws and they have the little hook hanging out, and it looks like they've been evolved. It's so... I wish they just had a little buff thing at the bottom left that would tell us.
Yeah.
Okay, you can mouse over that, and that tells you. Actually, that doesn't tell you, because you moused over the ult, and it just said this is what happens when it's evolved. There should be something in the UI that says this is evolved, because especially with there being so many skins, it's not clear. This has been my run. I swear down, I literally went through all the skins to try and look at, like, how do they look when they're evolved. And I found that, like, it's really easy with the spikes. It's really easy with the wings. But camo and claws are hard, especially when it's, like, not the base skin. Because I know, like, the base skin, he turns red. But all the others, it's like, I don't know. This has been a very long segue, but it's difficult. It's frustrating.
We've ridden the wave of frustration from orcs.
Nerf Kazakhs again, so we don't have to see him anymore, honestly.
Alrighty, well, it looks like the Rift Herald is going to get picked up from Barrage. After everybody's still a little bit too spooky for Gudonica to deal with. There we go, got it in the end.
Yep.
That name is really hard to say.
Yeah. You said this before, and then you started calling him Big G, and...
Oh, the Big G!
Horrible.
Well, Big G's up in CS right now.
Oh my god, please don't. Wait. Oh, he's got it. He's got it. But yeah, Herald picked up for Barrage. They can keep putting the momentum down, trying to find themselves a significant lead. Afro Boy is down in levels in CS to Gudonica, so there's that worrying prospect, but...
Oh, he's out of vision.
Well, just needs to not walk up.
Pango is playing this nice and calm. Alpaca's actually made his way over. Pango now spotting them out. God has to be a little careful. Afro Boy is going to spot him out. Steals away a few of the little raptors at least, so it's a little something. They do have that Stand United available to Aragon. Aragon fresh off a base. Picked up the Tiamat as well, so has a lot of shoving, is just looking to kind of take over the lane versus Akers. Up significantly in CS. That deficit is somewhat settled by the bot lane though, and Kedio has to run to the wind because Gidonica's popped the ulti, got the Shen ulti coming in. Kedio's low. Here comes the ace in the hole, and Aragon tidies up. The Call of the Forward shot comes down. They both flash away. Akers looks for the knockup, does get it onto one, but Gidonica gonna shuffle away. Here comes Vango. Shurima shuffling two back, and MNM are just looking to mop up. Akers gets the Bellows Breath damage off, and Wojak's looking to come in over the wall. Akers gets the knockup. Here's the scatter the weak over the wall coming in from Wojak as Vango is still alive, finally taken down by Akers as it's a double kill picked up for him. Harry trying to get at least something in return. Finally able to take out the support, but Barrage walk away the victors of the fight.
Only barely, though. Only barely the victors. And I have to bear in mind that with the scaling of MNM, you don't want to be going so even in these fights. Definitely a close one there, but ultimately, I think you saw Barrage. They spotted out Gudonica running down. They're like, it's fine. It's just a lone Kazakh. He can't kill KDO. He's got both sums. There's the power of the Shen coming in, able to easily take him out under the turret. And the end result is a nice pickup for MNM. Yes, in kills it favors Barrage, but MNM are happy to trade in that scenario when they do outscale. Now Gudonica's fishing.
Gudonica not going to be able to find it. Swifty Boots means he's so quick. MNM are setting up to get control of the river. Have to be a little careful here. Hook comes out. Good hop away from Gudonica to make sure he's all right. Mango hasn't got the shuffle available, but they are going to get a little bit of damage off onto Alpaca. Just a little bit of light poke. Riftell's going to get summoned, and it's actually going to force him away, but they do get the taunt off onto Akers. Akers going pretty low. Vango slides in, gets the shuffle off. Big ulti comes in, and Gudonica gets himself a kill onto Wojak. Riftell will probably result in a turret bot lane, although MNM are going to try and make their way over. The traps will zone Afro Boy out, and KDO has to be pretty careful. Lantern to bail him down, and Gudonica Isolated damage is up, and he should just be able to take down this dragon really, really fast.
I mean, Garunica does so much. Even Akers has all that armor.
Oh.
A nice attempt, but ultimately 2 kills over to MNM and a dragon. They are in a great spot right now.
Yeah, really, really, really good spot for them to bring that back from what was a really rough start to the game. Afroplay playing very, very well going into those early ganks onto Harry and Dreampire. Shutting them down early was big, but MNM did a really solid job of answering out onto Wojux. Aragon's had a massive lead in his lane, and just overall really solid kind of turnaround from MNM. They've been able to equalize out on the Dragon score. They're now ahead 200 gold. Harry, though, is still behind at the moment. He is down to KDO.
I don't think he is actually.
He's got,
actually, no, he got the plates. The plates for KDO probably puts it in favor of him ultimately. So I think that gives the advantage.
Can our observer toggle gold in the pause? Is that a thing we can do? Yes, he can.
Yeah.
All right, now we can see it. They're dead.
Yeah, they're dead even. Yeah, I mean, because the extra kills in favor of Harry, but the plates are in favor of KDO, so it balances out. Well, the thing I'm really concerned about is the jungle matchup. Just the fact that we're having a level lead for Garunica this early, and like I said, this scaling advantage is in favor of MNM. So if things are even, they are golden going into the later stage of the game. Yeah. It is a really nice spot to be in.
Especially when they fell behind at the beginning. They fell behind and then pulled it back, and we're 12 minutes into the game, so. That's really, really good for MNM to get themselves back out of what could have been a slippery slope in this game. So good showing there from MNM, showing us why they have been, they were at the top for a little bit, why they've always been in these front runners. But also good read from Barrage to kind of play this game early. Looks like our little pause issue has been answered out, and we are loading back into the Rift for this game. So luckily that is ironed out. We did have a quick lag spike from one of the players on the side of MNM, but ironed out now, so we're getting ready to go back into the game.
Yeah, and I think in this scenario, seeing that Cloud Soul will be the one of the cards, pretty nice actually on the Kazakhs. Pretty nice on Volibear as well, but it's not going to be as impactful as the Ocean Soul would have been necessarily. That could have been like a late game win condition for Barrage, even after scaling kicked in, but it's just going to be the Cloud. You can see that Barrage looking to take this tower in the bot lane, should just be able to pick that one up and get first tower for themselves, which is a nice influx of gold.
Chipping away at it slowly. Plate will go down. Van Gogh makes his way over to catch the wave afterwards. Although, like you said, there are some concerns here. MNM grouping up in the mid lane, looking to try and get some plates funneled onto Harry, get his Infinity Edge as quick as possible. Garunica finds out Wojux just burst for his health bar. Dreamtire with a beautiful hook. And that's another wave clear down, so MNM can just continue to pressure out on this tower and get some more plates for himself. Van Gogh in the bot lane. He's solo farming up. No one's there to answer him out, so that's just going to be some gold onto the Azir. And with this, MNM should be able to pull themselves ahead in gold, even after the towers. First tower blood did go over to Barrage.
I mean, it's just a massive win for the side of MNM. The fact that they're getting that kill in the mid lane, they're getting free gold on the Vanguard on the side lane, it's worrying. Even with the first tower taken by Barrage, they're still actually down in gold overall. TP now coming in though from the Syndra, looking for the 1v1 with Afro Boy.
Is Vanguard just committing? He's just committing. Scattlewheat's going to connect. Vango, you shouldn't have flashed, buddy. He shuffles out. No, he's down.
Yep, tower hits do hurt. Well, Summoner in, a flash, ult down, you die, you can get the tower. So a nice response from Barrage because things were starting to look a little bit out of control for them. I think there's still potential for this lineup in the mid game. I think that's something I want to highlight is that Akers, Afro Boy still have relevant damage in the mid game. And it's not at the point yet where KDO and Wojux are outscaled. But later on, it will just end up being MNM favored completely.
Garunica is doing crazy damage right now.
Yeah.
I mean, that was onto a tank.
That's Kazakhs. That's the buffs he's got. He's literally nuts right now.
Mango's going to teleport into the top lane to try and get himself some pressure here. Rift Herald is up on the map. And Garunica could lean towards that if he wants to. Teleport's been used on Wojux, and Wojux isn't about. Meanwhile, Aragon's going to deal with him, and he has to stand united, so this could be a contest that they maybe want to take. It looks like Garunica is going to start up the Herald.
No one really in position to contest. And again, I mean, look at Vango. He's just solo farming in the side lane.
Yeah. Just scaling up. Gets the tower for himself and the team.
I don't understand Barrage's lane assignments, in all honesty.
They're looking for Harry here. He has got the 90 cal, dodges out on the hook, but does get flayed back. They use everything onto him. Here comes the Stormbringer as Aragon gets himself the damage off, but not the shutdown. Able to chase for a little bit more. Gudonica can't quite kill KDO, and the Deadly Flourish is going to connect onto him. The final curtain is going to get called. And Dreampire is going to take a few of those as he does land a hook. The Ignite lands onto Alpaca. And MNM continue to try and chase up. Scatter the Weak connects onto Vango, and that will disengage him. Pretty good attempt there from Barrage. Himself a 1-for-1, but Vango may just get himself some free time on this tower. He's going to do a lot of damage to it. He gets scattered and deadly flourished again. Vango being very greedy for towers right now.
Yeah, extremely so. With his positioning, fortunately has a Merc Tread, so he's able to get out of that situation. But again, it's a 1-for-1. MNM are happy with those. And it nearly was a 2-for-1. KDO is surviving on such a low amount of HP after Gudonica went looking for him. Really a precarious one. But 8-8 kills in favor of MNM and a dragon spawning in 35 seconds.
Harry now got the Infinity Edge. Got the Kurchi Shard.
Yeah, that's it.
Stormrazor on KDO. Pretty standard stuff for Jins at the moment. Most of them seem to build that. Do you remember when every AD carry built Stormrazor?
Yep.
That was the worst.
Do you remember when every AD carry built Bloodthirster? And it used to, like, when you got stacks of it, you got more lifesteal and AD. And, like, one item would give you, like, 110 AD or something.
Aragon might be in for a little bit of hurt here. Does obviously have the ability to block those auto attacks with the safe zone as he gets hooked. Gonna have to throw it down in a minute. Aragon gets a taunt off, and
it's actually on cooldown. I used it before against that.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. Well, actually, it was his bad.
True.
In all honesty. MNM will pick up the dragon in return, and then just look to get this mid tower again. Like, what is the play here, guys? We killed Aragon. We're gonna take the top tower. Oh, cool. What did we lose? Well, dragon mid tower, all our camps, the game.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Well, MNM can look to try and crack open their third turret here. They've got the wave to work with. Barrage are looking to answer out as Gudonica just going to throw out the Void Spikes to slow them down. That's actually the level up he went for. Took the Void Spikes. There we go, Vango. Now, MNM going to go for the resets. There's not really anything else on the map for them to take right now. They do have Harry in the mid lane defending as Afroboy got the ultimate available, so it's just going to zone him away. But the Pilt over Peacemaker was enough to clear out the wave to keep it going for the moment. As Afroboy moving through this jungle will get spotted out by Harry here, or Harry spots him out, gets the trap off into the net combo. Gudonica jumps onto Alpaca, and Alpaca's getting chunked out by him. Gets the hook as here comes the ace in the hole. Harry gets the pop for a nice easy kill. Depth charge lands onto KDO. And now that is one dead Akers. He has to charge away, but Vango shuffles him forwards. The curtain gets called. And MNM just walking through Barrage in these last few moments.
Yeah, just crushing them. And it really feels like Barrage had a strong opener, but they've just kind of lost their way recently. Alpaca and Akers down kind of limits what they could do as a team, and this is just going to be the mid tower going down.
Yeah, they're going to get his charge out the Herald, although I don't think they actually needed it. And for me, Gudonica's had an incredible game here on the Kha'Zix. Even with Afroboy getting those 2 kill lead to start us off, he's just completely outpaced him. He's farmed up. He's been looking for really opportunistic ganks. He's 4-1, so it's not like he's not doing anything other than farming. He's having a really, really good game on the Kha'Zix, and Harry and Dreampire, while they had a rough laning phase, outside of that first 2 picks, they've been able to read the plays very effectively. Vango does have to be careful. As he
Nice
gets Deadly
play.
Flourish, that is a dead pigeon.
So good there from KDO to predict the dash with his W. Gets the CC in the follow-up. They're going to get mid tower and finally some life back from Barrage.
Exactly what they needed as well. Barrage maybe pushing up for a little bit more here, though. Have to be careful as Godunika's making his way forward. Goes invisible. Taunt connects. Great taunt by Aragon onto KDO. And Knight gets thrown out as they do get the knock up. Deadly Flourish this time goes a little bit wide, but Dreampire looks for the hook onto Alpaca. Is able to get it. The Void Spice lands, but Aragon gets hooked. Harry firing away on the back line. Akers gets himself the kill, and Godunika has to jump away. Afro Boy putting the stun out. The trap gets laid as Dreampire is going to take a hook. Has to flash away from it to survive. And MNM is going to throw down the ace in the hole as KDO tanks that one up. And MNM hold in for the moment, but the teleport's been used. Vango's looking to come in onto the side. He does have the shuffle available. Akers looking to try and see if he can get the damage off as the hook doesn't quite connect. Vango shuffles him forward, but Akers flashes away. And Dreampire looking for the hook onto the fresh. Down goes Alpaca. Vango picks the kill up.
As you get on a kind of resetting, Barrage have to be a little bit careful. The DPS onto Baron is actually pretty insane with the Kazakhs in his ear. You can see pings coming out. They are going Baron. Afro Boy's resetting, so he's going to be late. This could actually be gone before he gets back on the map.
Yeah, just going to start it up. Yeah, they are so slow this. They don't have Call of the Forge God. They don't have Stormbringer. Don't have Unleashed Power. The only ultimate they have is Curtain Call. KDO's half HP. He's going to throw it down now. But Harry's just going to tank a lot of it up. Dreampire gets the Shen ultimate as well to get in time. And Baron's just going to get taken down. That's an easy pickup for MNM. But here comes the fight. Barrage are not done yet. Godunika goes invisible, trying to find the assassination off of the KDO. Unable to get it. Aragon stands in the middle of the team. And sure, MNM did get Baron, but only 2 escape with it. Harry and Dreampire are outie.
Definitely a messy one there. I think it was a good decision from MNM, but then they kind of wavered at the end. The plan should have been get the Baron, get out. Instead, they try to run interruption. They end up going down, and now this should be Dragon picked up for Barrage. They might look to get this tower mid as well, but KDO very low on HP.
Yeah, Ace in the Hole's going to land onto Alpaca. Just a little bit of light poke. Dragon will get picked up for Barrage. This is only their second one. Denying the third, though, from MNM is big for Barrage right now. Although MNM are closing in. I don't think they're going to get there in time, though. So Barrage, pick up this Dragon. And now MNM have to use the Baron on the 2 members effectively.
Harry and Dreampire being the ones to the buff. I mean, you can't really split it. You can't have Vango going into a side lane and utilizing it. See the gold numbers between members. KDO is super stacked and actually just spent a ton of gold.
No,
goodbye. Give me Wojux.
Step shot, yeah.
That's a shutdown as well for the Kazakhs. Just for sleeping, you can't step up when you know the Kazakhs can chain invisibilities together. You're such an easy target. You need Thresh to be nearby. And ultimately, it just means that Harry's going to be able to keep pushing up here. No threat from the Syndra. And this is a 2-carry composition for Barrage. With Syndra down, they're lacking a lot of damage.
A lot of wave clear as well. That's the key thing. Jin has 4 shots in the grenade, and that is it, really. Not going to have the best wave clear. Vango sends the soldiers over forward. Does take a Deadly Flourish. The Call of the Forge God connects in, but they have to stand aside for the moment. It's going to be an easy squash with the Ram. Down goes the Azir once again. Vango being so greedy in this game.
But KDO on this Jhin is really doing so much work to set the team up. Aragon now might be caught out here.
Yeah, doesn't have that dash. He's going to dodge away. Didn't actually take any damage, so the Deadly Flourish isn't going to stun him up. He's able to dodge away on it narrowly. Curtain Call's going to come out, and Aragon, everybody's collapsing in onto him. One more taunt to try and get away, but he has nowhere to go. Chilling Smite, hook, easy kill. MNM going to lose their top laner, although Aragon's doing his best to survive. KDO on a rampage right now.
Should have Infinity Edge now once he goes to base. So big spike for the Jhin. Head and gold compared to everyone in the game, and could really be the driving force. With a composition like Barrage's, you need your carries to be strong and relevant. And right now, KDO is. Next level for Akers, and he gets the upgraded Molten Edge. They're still in this game.
Yeah, Harry with the Storm Razor and the Infinity Edge building towards probably a rapid fire cannon for himself, but it's behind on the pace as far as KDO's items are going, and you got to question Vanguard just greeding so hard this game.
Well, we've seen it before, Vango being over-aggressive and getting punished for it. Yeah. I mean, look where he is now. Look at Vango right now. He just dashed over the wall, but he was taking walkies in the river when all of Barrage are around him. It's just unnecessary risk. Like, what are you getting from that? What's the benefit? You're just risking the game on the back of you trying to be overextended. It's just not a good play.
It's going to go back. The rapid fire cannon, in fact, now picked up for Harry. The range is there for MNM. They have good range. But Gdanika, I worry that he's not going to be able to find KDO isolated, because KDO's been playing very well around the fact that there is a Kha'Zix in this game and keeps Alpaca at his pocket pretty much all the time. Even now, even though he's not quite in range, he always has a lantern just about on the edge for him to escape to. And this is Harry getting trapped and taken down. MNM are just starting to look a little scattered, and Barrage is punishing them hard for it. They may be able to push in for this inhibitor turret. Everybody else is miles away. Vango just about going to be able to make his way forward, but I don't think they're going to be able to defend this in time. The big shuffle could come forward. The flash comes out by KDO. Vango has to run away, but he's stunned up and locked down. Alpaca gets a hook onto Gdanika, who flays back. Here comes Akers. The call of the forward squad gets flashed away, and MNM are now looking for the turnaround, but Gdanika is going to get stunned up, and Wojux will be able to take him down. The double knockup from Akers. No way for them to come back into this, and MNM just overextending time and time again. And Barrage may just knock them out of the playoffs.
Yeah, they're going to potentially look to end here. Harry is back up. It's 3 against 5, but with the Nexus Towers, this isn't necessarily clean.
Yeah, they're going to use the ulti, jumping straight onto Harry once again. He has the 90 cal back neck. Aragon gets hooked up for the moment. The turrets are very low. The taunt does land, and Wojux is taken out. Harry firing away on the backline. KDO getting chunked out by Aragon as Harry dealing with Akers. He's got the trap on top of him for the moment, but he's able to find the kill. MNM turn it back around. Teleport's going in. They're looking to try and close this game out. They have double teleport. Can they do this in time?
30 seconds on Wojux. They have a lot of time, but a lot of structures to break through before they can get this. Ultimately, just a massive throw coming out from the side of Barrage. I mean, even if they don't get this, they can damage the base and they go look for the Baron and the Dragon. Barrage overstep and get punished massively for it.
It was so close. There is a point for them to teleport to,
but no teleports available. This is just gone. Nothing they can do. Azir's heading over to Dragon to pick that one up. Massive
should be an easy one for MNM
Barrage.
here.
And I gotta remind you, MNM, they win this from the playoffs, they lose this, they are out. The other team who would get in is Enclave. Barrage have them riding on their shoulders. Oh my!
KDO, you beast!
What a 1v9 performance.
Honestly,
isn't it enough?
KDO is single-handedly picking this game. I mean, actually, Afro Boy as well. Those two are just having an incredible game.
Is it enough is the question, is what I'm asking. It's close. It's close. And again, I feel like the Azir and the Caitlyn in the later stages are going to come out ahead of the Jhin and the Syndra. But as of now, it's still not at that point. The tanks are still really bulky. The gold is still in favor of MNM, but Gdanika just hasn't been able to find as much impact recently. 3 dragons on a Barrage, but MNM have the Baron.
30 minutes on the clock. The gold lead is in favor of MNM right now. Harry has picked up the QSS to be able to survive from Afro Boy, who has been consistently jumping onto him. Molten Edge picked up onto KDO, though. These upgrades are starting to come through. There's a Zhonya's on Wojux to deal with when Gdanika jumps onto him. And crucially, an open Nexus in MNM's base. If they lose a team fight, there is nothing to defend them from losing this game.
And the thing is, we've seen countless members that MNM get picked. Harry has, Vango has. If they get picked out, that can be it. That could just be the game over. So they have to be so careful. Vango...
overextending again. He has a Banshees.
Ornal breaks it though. Ornal breaks the shield, and then the second follow-up knocks you up. Then you have the Jin W connecting, and suddenly, oh, you're dead. So, yeah, Banshee's only going to do so much for you though.
Supers are going to start to pour in from the top side of the map as MNM pushing up for the moment. KDO is a Jin. He struggles to clear the waves. Vango puts the tower up so they have a safe haven to work with. And MNM looking to try and close the jaws in on this game.
See a bit of indecisiveness around Barrage and our lane assignments. People walking back and forth a lot. They will be able to clear out these waves pretty effectively. Vango's Banshee's Veil is actually popped there by a Scout of the Week, so he's a little bit more vulnerable.
Afroboy? No, I genuinely thought he was going to do that. They have to deal with these supers, though. Someone has to go deal with that. Just give him a bit of time to chip away. Vango dodges away on the Deadly Flourish. Harry walks up, just gets the rapid fire auto attack off onto the tower. And these structures are slowly but surely being chipped through. And there is wave clear, sure, but it's not strong enough yet. They've still got the Call of the Forge God coming out, and Gdonica may just be on the receiving end of that. They do throw down the Stand United to keep him alive as the tower in the mid lane falls down, and MNM happy just disengaging. Vanguard has to be careful, though. He is alone. Does get his Banshees back, though.
Playing with fire here, Vango.
Okay. Oh, Vango's down!
You don't win that.
What are you doing? Deadly Flourish and
TP coming in.
Curtain's going to get called. They've got Wojaks onto the flank. Gdonica has to get scattered away. Tries to jump out, but the Unleashed power's enough to secure the kill. He's healed up in time. Aragon gets himself the stun. He's sacrificing himself for the team. Here comes the Afro Boy. Deadly Flourish is on. They're trying to tank it out for as long as possible. Here comes the ace in the hole as Aragon is shut down by KDO.
I mean, I'm not sure what Vango was doing, but KDO, he knew that he could just walk up and auto-attack the Azir to death. And Vango was like, yeah, why not? Let's go. Double inhibitors down, but I don't think Barrage are too bothered about that one.
I can't fathom what Vango's game plan was there.
I don't know either. Now, the big concern is Soul for Barrage is up in a minute, potentially. Top inhibitor going to respawn, which is the one they're most concerned about. Mid, they're not really bothered too much, so they should be okay to contest it. Level 17 for KDO is pretty massive right now. He's got 4 full items. The Molten Edge, give him that extra AD as well. He is really strong right now. Obviously, 4 items for Harry as well. But the Mixed Scimitar, not as valuable.
Yeah.
The QSS shares a nice active, but there's only 50 attack damage compared to some of the stronger items for KDO.
And crucially, the top lane inhibitors spawned. So there are no supers now pressuring Barrage away from the other side of the map. So this is fine for them.
Jake, you know.
Oh, did you?
Oh, actually, Phantom Dancer picked it for KDO. Now he's 100% crit chance. A lot of damage, but yeah. So top lane inhibitor being up. That's bueno. Mid lane inhibitor being down. You don't really care. You just go mid and clear the waves. But Dragon's up, and they're just sacking it. Yeah.
They're going to use it just to run it up through the mid lane. Akaz is on the flank. Gdonica looking to see if he can find something, but this would be very optimistic for him. Baron spawning up in 30 seconds.
Yeah, they're pushing mid-heavy to get the control of the Baron area. Ultimately, they're not too concerned about missing out on the Dragon, as, again, it's not Soul for MNM.
Oh, God.
Do you see the upgraded Zhonya's for Wojaks? Oh, Engage coming in.
All of the Forge God's going to land in. Harry actually flashes away for the moment. Gdonica jumps onto KDO to try and zone him out, but they've got so much damage to work with. Has the Shen ult. Can he survive? They have the taunt. Aragon slides in forwards. KDO's low HP. Here comes the shuffle. Here comes the shutdown. Double kill onto Vango. Single-handedly redeeming himself for the earlier mistake as MNM finds himself a massive play. Harry shuts down the next kill, and MNM could just run it up into the base.
That is game. That is Enclave's dream of making playoffs dead, and that is MNM securing the spot.
Okay, I like that. So Aragon's going to go... Wait, so, okay, Vango's going to reset. I mean, just to make sure there is no backdoor available.
Look at this. It's a 0 attack damage volley bet. You know what? Actually, but let's watch Afro Boy. Let's see how long it takes him to kill this.
He's not. Right, get back to the enemy base. Tower's going to go down. MNM. It was not clean. It was incredibly messy. But with this win, they secure themselves the 4th and final spots in playoffs.
You know what? It's a rough game for Barrage, but it's an even rougher game for Enclave, because that could have been Barrage's game. It could have been Enclave in playoffs. They were close. And there was a couple of things that overpushed to end the game when they should have reset and played for the objectives. Ended up costing them heavily. And now we see the situation where MNM, a deserved win. You know, they held it together. Yes, it was sloppy. Yes, there were mistakes. Yes, if you go to playoffs like that, you're probably going to lose. But they made it. That is a critical thing. They have time to improve on that, but they made it.
That was wild. That day today, this last week has been absolutely wild. It's been very, very close, but we do come forward finally with 4 teams who are definitively at the top. Although I just want to check them all. They're all 9 and 5. So I say very clearly at the top.
So here's my opportunity to go through the rules on how things work here. So
talk to me about this.
When you have several teams who are tied, if it's only 2 teams, it's by head-to-head. And then if they are tied in a head-to-head, you play tiebreaker. When it's multiple teams, that obviously can't be done. So we look at what's called aggregate head-to-head. That means we look at the head-to-head between every single team, and if anyone has a win rate above 50%, and they're the highest win rate, they get put up to the top.
Yeah.
These 4 teams, all even in head-to-head, they are all 1-1 with each other. So we have nothing to play on that. So instead, we're going to play at some point an elimination bracket, single elimination, and the seeding will be based on their fastest win time. And so by that, they will play through, and whoever comes out at the top of that will be first, second, third, fourth. Again, they're all going to be in playoffs. They are locked in. This will not mean they're out of playoffs. It just affects their seeding going into playoffs itself. So that's how we'll decide things out there. But our 4 teams are all, and no matter what happens, it's going to be Monster, it's going to be Demise, it's going to be Envision, and MNM. Those are our 4 locked in.
For me, coming into this today, I have concerns. Well, coming into playoffs, I have concerns for MNM. That game was very messy. Vango was in some I don't understand some of the positional, some of the attempts to 1v1. Sure, that last fight was gorgeous and he got a really good shuffle, but it was kind of off the back of Gedunica getting a really good flank and almost one-shotting KDO. The only reason he survived was because he had Death's Dance and Phantom Dancer pot just to keep him alive. But even so, Gedunica had an incredible game. I think he's had a really good season. Vango, I am a little worried coming into playoffs, because I think we look at all the other mids who've made it into playoffs, and he's gonna have a hard game. There are some really, really solid mids. I think overall there's a lot of areas to worry about for MNM, but they've made it. They have time to improve upon these mistakes. And this is only my kind of current thought on them in their current form. MNM has shown us in the past that they're a much better team than this. So it's not that it's okay. This is a quick 4 for them. We know they're capable of more. They've even held first in the groups. I genuinely think if MNM sort themselves out from today and kind of go back towards that midpoint where we started to see MNM at arguably one of their stronger points in the season, then I would say at that point it's fairly hard to call who's actually going to take this entire season. Because we have 4 very, very stacked teams going into the playoffs. Just MNM need to mop up maybe some of those mistakes that happened in this game, because that was a little worrying. But let's have a little bit more of a chat about that. We see our Fresh standing by for an interview. Fresh, how you doing, mate?
Hello, doing good. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. How do you feel after that win then, guys?
Oh, my heart couldn't take this game, honestly. It was such a fiesta.
So you guys have made it to top 4. There are some tiebreakers and things to go down to find out where you guys are going to be playing. Looking at the other 3 teams, do you feel that you guys stand a good chance? Is there a team that maybe scares you, or do you think this is going to be very, very tight knit?
I think it's going to be very close in the end, but if we actually get to practice how we used to practice, then we should be in a good spot.
So talking a bit more about that, the practice, what do you think has been the biggest issue for MNM, since obviously you had a really good run earlier in the split, now things are looking a bit tentative?
Yeah, so the breaking point was basically when Harry got sick in week 5. So we basically played Enclave and Monster with Harry being very sick. And then the week after, Get's laptop actually broke, so we didn't get to practice as much as we wanted to. And since then, we are basically just back on our tracks or trying to get back into the groove.
So obviously, you know, you're not going to reveal too much, but what are the steps that is going to get taken between today and Sunday when you've got the playoffs starting? What do you think are the key things you guys are going to, you know, get focused on?
We basically have to refocus on the in-game communication, I think, and then just stop running it down too much, I think. I mean, we should stop limit testing in official games and just keep official games clean as possible and run it down in scrims as we used to be.
Awesome.
Yeah. I wanted to ask for you over the split. Obviously, we've seen sort of the rise of Harry as a player, and we've seen, you know, Aragon really step up. How has it been you working with these players and individuals? What have you thought of them?
Yeah, so basically I came into the UK scene not knowing too many UK players, and it's very exciting and surprising seeing young UK talent improve so much, and it's very fun to help them. So yeah, I'm very excited to continue this split, and also Harry's work ethic in general is just very good.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on the win, and congratulations making it to playoffs. I'm sure that was incredibly stressful to watch, but
yes.
Congratulations, and thank you for joining us for the interview. We will speak to you later, mate. See you later.
Cheers.
Awesome. Let's have a little look at the standings. Let's see how everything finally played out here. Demise, MNM, Munster, and Envision are our 4 teams who'll be making it forward to playoffs. 9 and 5 apiece. Everybody is tied. London and Enclave, they had a chance. It was so close, and it has got to be heartbreaking for them not to have made it to the playoffs. It was close, but it wasn't enough as they go 8 and 6. And then Barrage, they put up a hell of a performance, and they've really tried it there for Enclave. They really, really tried, but they weren't able to pull out the win, and unfortunately, Bulldog are at the bottom.
Yeah, so 4 tied. I mean, they're all dead even. There will be tiebreakers to work out which team ends up coming out on top out of these 4 in terms of standing leading to playoffs. But obviously, those are our playoff 4. Enclave, actually, the head-to-head beat out London, so they're technically 5th. And London, Barrage, and Bulldog is our... Sorry.
You all right,
is
buddy?
our final standings at the end of the split. Yes, those just... Long day. What can I say?
It's been a long day. A lot of yelling.
Pretty crazy that London and Enclave, the teams that we hyped up at the start for, you know, a lot of veterancy on the roster, really stacked rosters, weren't able to make it in the end. And it just shows how close it was. Down to the wire for a lot of teams, and it could have gone either way. One game could have been the difference between... I mean, we saw London could have made first today. If London won their game, they were first. Like, not like, oh, they're tied first. Like, they were single first above everyone else. That is the crazy thing about this situation. We could have very really seen that happen. But the end result is they go from first to 6th in one game. And I think that just speaks volumes for how tight-knit this entire split has been. It feels like we've had teams coming up, coming down, constant resurgences, because there hasn't been much distance. You know, we compare that to UKLC last split when we had the LEC sister teams and how closely tied that was consistently. Yeah. And it's just, not closely tied, how much further ahead they were than most of the other teams. Like, there are teams challenging themselves, but here now in the UKLC, it feels like we have so many teams with a lot of talent, a lot of fight, who have grown substantially, that it's a shame. It's a shame we won't get to see Enclave and London play, but at the same time, I'm happy that we had a split like this because it was amazing.
Exactly. I think the key thing to take away is that with you know, the NLC forming and our big name teams, XL with Fnatic going up there, it means that we have a really, really good pool to grow new talent in, and people who are going to be looking to go up to the NLC and other regional leagues. And how tight this was, and how it literally came down to the final game to decide the standings, shows you how much individual talent there is, how many teams that are also playing incredibly well as well. So there's really it's really proven that it's done its job well here for the UKLC, and I'm so excited to see what we're going to get out of that. Obviously, we have the UKEL also feeds in, so we got this triple talent feed working up towards the LEC, just coming from the UK. It's great to be part of, but there is going to be more League of Legends to come this week, so we will be having tiebreakers. We're not sure on the full deal with that at the moment. It's a little bit up in the air, but make sure you keep your eyes peeled over on NLC LOL on our social media channels, and we'll be posting updates when possible, so you can actually keep up to date with what's going on over there. But tomorrow we have the final week of the NLC, which is our main league where Fnatic, XL, and MNM are playing with their main rosters. So there's more League of Legends to come from over there
and
as well.
I believe we have the schedule available for playoffs next week.
Yes, so let's have a little look at our schedule for playoffs next week to see what's going on.
Really helpful.
Really? We actually got hard dropped it.
You have the time. I mean, that's...
I don't know what I expected.
That's when we are playing the playoffs, but obviously we are currently unknown who's playing who and where's where. But,
I literally
Sunday
just said we're starting at 5. Oh my god.
TBD.
What a brilliant way to end an absolute chaos of a season. Guys, thank you very much. We'll be TBD next Sunday at 5 o'clock for the playoffs. Make sure you join us for the NLC LOL tomorrow for our main league. We will see you then. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you later.